Hi, welcome to Bull and Bear. Today's episode is called Money, Money, Money. Yes, you heard it right. Money, money, money. Actually, I used to be like you guys who used to think it is good to keep your money in bank account or put maybe in fixed deposit. I was not daring at all to think about multiplying my money. But now I have found the ways and I thought to share with everyone as part of my happy investing. Help others to become rich and also motivate others to put some part of their money for good and noble cause. And I am sure the money you will make from today's video, you are gonna invest or put that money somewhere for good and noble cause, maybe just a bit of it. Okay, let's start today's video. So what can make you rich? We are gonna talk about one of the mutual funds in India which is very hot and which can give you an amazing return without any risk. We are talking today about Axis Nifty Smallcap 50 Index Fund. And if you see, it has been giving an amazing return of almost 75% without any risk. You must be wondering, how is it possible to get this much of return without any risk? There is some risk, but the risk is at its minimum. Actually, when you invest in any mutual fund, there is always some risk and you have to do your own due diligence and you have to be very careful. But that homework, I have done it for you. I have done some analysis, evaluation and research, and based on that I am sharing some insights with you. So actually this particular fund is really good because if you see, as compared to other funds, it is giving a very good return. So let's look at this comparison where I am comparing it with small cap 250 and I'm comparing it with small cap from Quant. And if you see, the return of this is really well as compared to others, and there is a big difference. And why there is a difference between 250 and 50? So what 50 means is they have picked up the top 50 companies, and whereas in 250 they have picked up 250 companies. So that is the difference. So here they are diversifying the investment in 250 companies which has its own pros and cons, and here it's only 50 companies which has its own pros and cons. But definitely looking at Indian economy, looking at the growth story of Bharat, I think this is the best time. And investing in Nifty 50 small cap is also a good option. Now if you see other peer comparison, again you will see this is doing really well. I mean the the returns it is giving as compared to others is really excellent. I have also done comparison with mid cap, with large cap, with other small cap, and you can see there is a much difference in terms of the return which small cap 50 is giving. There are other small cap 50 as well from Aditya Birla and so on, but I personally feel this one is much better in terms of other parameters, other factors as well. Now look at the holdings. What basically are these 50 companies where this money has been invested? Actually, the biggest money which has been invested in Axis Nifty Small Cap 50 is in Suzlon Energy, and this is actually the game changer for this particular, because if you see Suzlon Energy is a company which has been doing really well, and the majority of money in this particular fund has been invested in Suzlon, and that is one of the reasons it has been growing so much. There are other companies like Kai, Angel One, Scient, IDFC, RBL, Exide, Sonata, Birlasoft and so on. I will show you some of the top 5 stocks, how they have been performing in this. But if you see these 50 companies, they're really good. Now let's look at Suzlon specifically. It has been doing tremendously well in the last 1 year. I have made a small short about Suzlon specifically, but Suzlon is doing very well. It's an energy company specifically into renewable energy. They do wind energy, they make turbines, and it is one of the world's largest companies, definitely biggest in India. They have 1/3 of the market share. Their order book is really great, and if you see, the company has been doing really well because of the energy demands all over the world, and especially for clean energy. So I think Suzlon has contributed a lot in the success of this, and you can see almost 10% of the equity is in Suzlon. I mean, if you see there is a great demand for wind energy, for especially renewable energy, and they have got some new orders. They are operating in multiple countries, almost 17 countries around the world. Now let's look at the other stock, Kai Industries. So what is Kai Industries do? Kai Industries is a cable company. They manufacture cables and they have been expanding also, and you can see there is a lot of growth happening around the world. So the demand for cables, different kinds of coaxial cables, different kind of PVC cables, is immense, and this company has been doing well as well. They have been expanding, and their stock price, if you see, is doing almost double returns, and that has also almost 3 to 3.5% of equity from this Nifty Smallcap 50 invested in Kai Industries. So this is doing well. Now let's look at other one, Cyient. It's an IT company. So you may have heard about the top 5, TCS, Infosys, Wipro, HCL, and Tech Mahindra. But Cyient is another one, including Birlasoft, which are into IT space. They do managed services, they do IT services, and this stock is also doing really well. Next, look at Central Depository Services. So it is also a very interesting company, because this is like a database company who keeps track of all the demat accounts. They keep all the data intact, and they're ensuring that the records are maintained properly. So this company has been doing really well as well. If you see, the stocks have been growing and they have been doing immense. So basically all the companies in this particular fund are doing well, and that is why the stock has been, the mutual fund has been giving such a good return. Now let's look at the allocation in terms of where all the money has been invested. And the best thing about this particular mutual fund, they're investing a lot of money into financial services. So I mentioned about IDFC, I mentioned about Angel One, if you see in the holdings list, and these are all financial services company. And India is a country where there is a lot of potential when it comes to financial services, financial institutions, because there is a huge investment, there is a huge awareness in terms of what to do, how to do. So that plays a very important role. And I think in other holdings also, if you see technology, other areas, they're all very equally important for growth of India. And that is why I would say that this particular 50 companies which are in the holding are very good. Now let's look at the fund managers. These fund managers in this particular fund are managing it very well. They have coming from a very good background. Actually, especially one of the fund managers have been outside India, who have the very international knowledge, especially coming from APAC, the financial hub, which is Hong Kong. And I think they have been managing it very well. Now let's look at some of the other things like expense ratio, exit load. So there is no exit load, which is a good thing, and expense ratio is also pretty low. So looking at all these factors, it is one of the mutual funds which I highly recommend you to invest and make some money without any considerable risk. And definitely this is gonna be bringing good luck and prosperity to you. But thank you once again for watching this video, and I would like to request you once again, in terms of happy investing, whatever money you make, please try to take out small portion of it and do something good with that money. Whatever you think, whatever makes you happy, whatever you think you can make something good for the world, good for the community around us, and I'm sure that will bring you good luck and more prosperity in terms of growing your money and your wealth. Thank you for watching Bull and Bear. Looking forward for more videos and to communicate that back to you. Thank you so much. Good luck.